Our next guest, Chana Loebenstein, is the proud mother of 6 children. The oldest are 12-year-old twins and her youngest is just 3 months old. She is a teacher shlucha and youth director at Chabad Glen. Chana, please welcome, and please can I ask you, what lessons have you learned working with the youth that we can all apply to our daily lives?
Thank you so much, Tali, and hi everyone. It is such an honor to be part of Sinai Down Under and connecting with Jewish people from across Australia. And I also want to say thank you to Moshe, because your words, really resonated with me, and they're a great leeway in what I wanted to share with you tonight. So my husband Moshe and I have been working with youth for a number of years as youth directors at Chabad Glen Eira. And I wanted to share with you 2 lessons we've learned in our work based on the tenets of Kabbalah and Mysticism, and preface them with a Mishnah from the Talmud in the name of Rabbi Hanina. Rabbi Hanina taught, I have learned much from my teachers. I have learned more from my colleagues than my teachers, but I have learned more from my students than from all of them. We are so blessed to be involved in educating children, guided by the precepts of King Solomon, educate the child according to his way. In our work as educators and mentors, we have 2 main goals. 1, to impart knowledge, wisdom, and inspiration. And 2, for the children in our care to have a most memorable and exciting experience. You might be surprised that the latter goal actually takes precedence. And when we train our staff, this is something we really emphasize, that the child's experience must be a positive one, even if it comes at the expense of the amount of material being covered. Engagement, positivity, and inspiration are crucial in the learning experience, because in 10, 15, or 20 years from now, when that child is an adult and perhaps beginning their own family, what they will remember from their Jewish experience as children might not be the details of how high a sukkah must be, or the process of salting kosher meat. And yes, these details in the learning experience are important, and they are the essential tools of our religion, but the overall experience is crucial too, because that is what will remain with them for years to come, into their teenage and adult years and beyond. And this is what will hopefully motivate them to provide that same experience for their own family when the time comes. Our goal is not just in the present moment. It is for Jewish continuity, for the experience to continue for generations to come. Now that we've been in our position for a number of years, this theory has really proven to be true. As the Bar Bat Mitzvah children that we taught 12 years ago, who are adults now, are reconnecting with us to actually implement the learning they remember from years ago into their lives. The memories of a Shabbaton now spark questions about Shabbat observance, and their weeks at shul with their friends lead them now to find out more about davening. And once again, we're able to guide them in the details of Jewish learning and life, but not just as a topic of discussion or a form of inspiration, but this time because they're trying to make it a real part of their lives. The second lesson I wanted to share takes root in this week's parasha, Parashat Re'eh. In the parasha, Moshe teaches the Jewish people the mitzvah of maaser, tithing, meaning giving 1/10 of one's income to tzedakah. The Talmud teaches us that the Hebrew word for tithe, maaser, shares the root word with the word ashir, which means wealthy. So the Talmud teaches we should read the command as tithe so that you will be wealthy. Well, that certainly defies the laws of economics, doesn't it? In simple maths, if I give some of my money away, I then have less. How does it make sense that giving tzedakah can equate wealthiness? So this is the second lesson we've learned from working with youth over the years. When we first began our youth events, we tried to get the latest entertainment, the hottest thing in town, and we were surprised that it took some persuading to get them to come. Then we realized they don't need us just for entertainment or to offer them the latest fun experience. The youth of the 21st century generally don't lack anything. They have the world at their fingertips. What can we provide for them to motivate them, to inspire them, to empower them? The answer came to us in an event organized with Jewish Care, where we exceeded the youth volunteers needed exponentially. We then realized what we need to do is to provide avenues for them to give, to volunteer, to fundraise, to cook for the needy, to run a stall at a community event, to lead children in day camp, to tutor them in Hebrew. For this sort of engagement, we didn't need to convince or encourage them to come. These sort of opportunities offer a level of satisfaction and empowerment that is immeasurable, much like the wealth in one's life when tithing or giving tzedakah. And this is the essence of Kabbalah, just like Moishi said, to empower others to connect, to be inspired, and then in turn be able to inspire others. And this lesson can really remind us adults too, that there are infinite levels of satisfaction and amazing blessings from Hashem when we give to others. We can all look around us to those in our community and beyond and look for opportunities to give of our time, our money, and ourselves, which will both better the lives of the recipients as well as enrich us beyond measure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Hannah, for being here. Mysticism is all about empowerment, and that really is what you're doing with the youth by empowering them with education for the future and inspiring them to give and to volunteer. So thank you so much.